Hello, and welcome to Around the Political World with John Rothman. I am your host, John Rothman. If you're a fan of the show, make sure to hit the follow button on the top right of Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you are listening at this very moment. When you hit follow, leave a review or share an episode with a friend. It helps other people discover the show, keeps us going, as I like to point out every single weekday. It expands our base, which, of course, is our goal. Today is Earth Day, April 22nd, and I paused today to remember Gaylord Nelson, the senator from Wisconsin, who was the founder of Earth Day. I remember Senator Nelson well, and I remember his determination to do everything he could to preserve our planet Earth. I am reminded that Gaylord Nelson spoke of Adlai Stevenson, the two-time Democratic candidate for President of the United States in 1952 and 56, and the former governor of Illinois, and then ambassador to the United Nations. It was Stevenson who talked about our blue ball floating in space, and that we had an opportunity and a need to protect that blue ball. It was our rocket ship, our planet, everything we believed in and loved. Because if we didn't have that little blue ball, we would not be here. Now, I point this out today on Earth Day because Earth Day 2025 is a very different kind of an Earth Day. We are now struggling to preserve our planet. And let's be clear, Donald Trump, for the second time, has withdrawn us from the Paris Accords. On top of withdrawing from the Paris Accords, he has gutted the Environmental Protection Agency. On top of that, he has talked about drill, baby, drill, as if drilling for more oil would solve our problems. And indeed, he now is an advocate for what he calls clean coal. Clean coal. And of course, he is discouraging solar panels and electric cars and all the things which some of us believe may make a difference in helping to preserve our planet. I point this out today because who is president of the United States matters. And of course, there are many issues that we could address, but the idea of environmental protection remains absolutely critical. And if we take a look, if we reflect on our efforts at recycling, our efforts with electric cars, our efforts to preserve cleaner air and cleaner water, if we think about those things and we realize how fortunate many of us are to live in a place where we have clean air and clean water. But when you look around the world, there are many who are not the beneficiaries of the kind of protections we have had. And now, imagine, if you will, a world which follows the Donald Trump idea of environmental protection. I believe we would be in serious, serious trouble. And indeed, that's why I mentioned Gaylord Nelson. It's why I mention Adlai Stevenson. It's why I mention those who fought in the 1970s and 60s to preserve our planet. This is a serious question because if our planet fails, well, it will be an existential threat to our very existence as a human beings. Stop and think about what's happening on other continents. We have radical changing weather. And of course, what has Donald Trump done? He has decided to play with NOAA, our weather predictors and scientists. He is reducing the ability that we have to do the vital work necessary to preserve our planet. And who will be held accountable in the end? You see, the accountability won't matter if we don't have clean air and clean water, if we don't have a clean environment, if there are massive population shifts around the world, because we know that temperatures are rising. We know that, well, the Arctic is melting. We know that these issues are real, and yet we have an administration that seems not to care. Somebody asked me, will we survive these next few years of Donald Trump's presidency? And the answer is, I think we will. I'm always optimistic. But there is no doubt that what Donald Trump is doing now will hurt our environment. So on this Earth Day, a day when we celebrate our ability to preserve, protect, and defend this delicate balance, this little blue ball floating in the universe, well, we better stop and think about it. Because if the plans of the Trump administration continue, there will be major setbacks. And this is something we must all reflect on today. Oh, I know, there are a lot of other issues. The death of the Pope, Pete Hegseth and the scandals enveloping the Defense Department and his administration of it. Issues involving war and peace in Ukraine and the Middle East. There are so many, many issues which we try to deal with on this podcast. But may I suggest respectfully, there may be no bigger issue than the question of our planet. And on this Earth Day, when all of us should be focused on what the future of our planet will be, we'd better reflect on what we're doing and what the administration is doing and what Congress is not doing. Oh, there may be short-term gain in Donald Trump's mind, but in the long term, unless we preserve, protect, and defend our planet, unless we are conscious of environmental concerns, we're all going to sink into oblivion, because without that little blue ball being protected, well, we have no place to go. This is it. This is our home. And if you destroy your home, the place where you live, what have you got left? Nothing. So I remember today Senator Gaylord Nelson, and I remember Adlai E. Stevenson, and I remember those who, in terms of the environmental movement, helped us understand. And today, I took out my recycling bins, and yes, I do drive my electric car, and yes, we just put fans in our home to try to help with air circulation. We're doing all the things that we can do, including solar panels on our house. We're doing everything we can do as individuals to make a difference. And some of you will say, well, it doesn't mean much. But my friends, if we all did it, maybe it would make a difference. Thanks for tuning into another episode of Around the Political World with John Rothman. I am John Rothman. Make sure to follow along and let me know your thoughts on the show by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts and sharing an episode with a friend or colleague so we can continue to grow and expand, which, of course, is our goal. You can interact with me on Facebook, on LinkedIn. Many of you email me, and I do try to respond. Hearing from you makes all the difference in the world. And of course, to Gogo Zoger, the wonderful producer of this podcast, thanks, Gogo. And to all of you, have a splendid Earth Day, and let's hope for the best. Because, well, if it doesn't get better, we're going to be in big trouble. See you tomorrow, right here on Around the Political World with John Rothman.